So welcome to my Tonart demo. That sounds like a great intro to me. Let me make sure I am displaying to this thing though, which I need to do with this. No? How do I display to that with the HDMI, my friend? HDMI. I think so. Oh, I need to share to the Zoom, and then that will play it there. Gotcha. And do I share? I don't share sound with Zoom. You're right.
You
Good.
do share sound in Zoom.
I don't want to, but it's working already without sharing sound.
We can hear it in the room.
Oh, but you can't hear it on Zoom.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'll share the sound. All right. All right. Here we go.
Yes.
All right. Oh, brutal. He's near it. Yeah. Increase content. Entire screen.
Right.
Oh, lovely. All right. The show on
that intro one more time.
All right. Welcome to my demo. Can you hear it? No. Okay. Well, it is what it is, I guess.
Trying to share it.
Yeah, let me share one more time.
Right, here's what we're going to do instead. I'm not going to do any of this stuff. You're going to put that microphone on your computer.
Oh, yes, just like last year. All right, and I turn this on. Yes. This worked so well. No, this worked great last year.
5.
Historically informed presentations. What we're calling this. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. Welcome to my demo. Obviously, that's playing out this organ here. This is a demo on my music composition language called Tonart. Tonart is abstract syntax for music scores. It's an embedded DSL in Racket. Big Racket fans in this audience, it seems. Awesome. Woo! So it's better that I play more music and do less talking. So we're going to start off with an excerpt from a Bach prelude or a Bach toccata and fugue. It's the toccata and fugue in D minor, but it's not that toccata and fugue in D minor. It's a different one, not the one everyone plays at Halloween. This is the Dorian toccata and fugue in D minor. Yes, Dorian, big Dorian fans as well. All right. So it's going to play out this organ here. And something you want to take note of is what keyboard it's playing on, because a big element of this piece is it swaps keyboards as it goes along. In organ parlance, we call these manuals. And this is manual 1, and this is manual 2, and this is manual 3. Watch manual 1 and 2. Okay, and we will play it. Oh, let me get the setup first. You off. And that should be fine. Okay. So that's the toccata and fugue in D minor. And you're probably wondering how I got it to the organ. It is actually using MIDI, like the group was talking about. But before it's using MIDI, it's using MuseScore. So this presentation is about my new front end for Tonart, which is embedded into MuseScore. So if you were here at my demo last year, when I wanted to input something, I was painstakingly going through like from beat 0 to beat 2, there will be an A in the 4th octave. And from beat 2 to beat 4, there shall be a B in the 5th octave, which was a huge pain in the butt. But now we can just paste the score in a MuseScore, and obviously that scales way better. Look at how long it would take to import these note by note. So I had to make some administrative tweaks and things, but it's really cool. The coolest thing is these custom text fields here. This is my DSL in these performance directions. This is Tonart code, and this is the only thing that matters. What I'm doing is I'm specifying which manual these parts should be played on. Now, MuseScore can play notes just fine. That's funny. But it doesn't know anything about pipe organs, like many of us in the room. And so it, probably, I assume. And so I have to actually interpret this using Tonart, which is why it's cool that I can just embed Tonart right in here. So you'll see some of the constructs we saw. That part where we're swapping manuals is right here, 2, 1, 2, 1, blah, blah, blah. And that part where we were doing the hands thing, we were like, do, 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 do. You can see kind of like it kind of swaps, and then the other hand swaps, and then this hand and this one. So that's pretty cool. But what's super cool is it's not like free text and then we're like running eval and then we're like, we have like a fixed language. It's using the Racket module system because we're embedded in Racket. So we're actually getting these manual forms from the module Tonart/organ. That's our organ standard library. If I didn't import this, this would have no meaning. There would be no such thing as a manual to say, what is a manual? Because we're trying to be modular here. We're doing our best. So that's cool. And then, of course, the flip side of require, if you're familiar with Racket, these are bog standard Racket module statements. It's import, export in Racket. The flip side of require is provide. And we're going to provide out this theme, which we've named here. We've named this whole theme, this whole score, Bach D, and we provide it out here. Yeah. And just a brief aside on what set is. If I didn't put set here, it would name this note Bach D, which is especially egregious because it's not even a D, it's an A. So by putting set here, it says take from the beginning and go all the way to the closest reset, which is at the end, cleverly. And now we get the whole score all at once. That's great. Let me provide it out. So that's how I played that. But you're probably wondering like exactly how. Like this is a cool front end, but like how did I get it into Racket? So the way I did that was I exported it to music XML. And music XML is like a music interchange format that's much easier to parse than MuseScore's binary files. And it's more standard. So other score editors can use it. And so let me show you what the music XML looks like, because that could be helpful for someone who wants to replicate what I've done in some other language. So blah, 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 lots of cruft. Oh, it was here. Lots of cruft, but you'll find that we've got all these note forms. That's a native music XML construct, notes, and we just parse them out with a music XML parser. And then for the custom stuff, we use performance directions. So that text comes through as directions, which are performance directions. And you'll see that our text is right here, and we can parse that right out and treat it. We can treat it as Tonart, roughly using eval, but it's not eval because it's Racket. We would never. And you can see our sets up here as well, the set. And the last thing, and the thing that I think I'm most proud of probably, is the credit field. So this kind of opened my mind a bit on what the meaning of requiring a module is. Because what is a module dependency but giving credit to the programs that made your program possible? So you can see that the text for the requires is in here and the provides is in here. And if anyone else wants to try this embedding in a different language and using some preprocessor stuff, I'd really love to see that. You know, if you do it in Python, you could probably be very popular and have lots of money, unlike me. But Yeah, I encourage you to. Please credit me. So yes, that is how we get this in, and we just have a little stub here that points to the music XML right here, sorry, right here. And that is how we load it into Racket. So that's cool, but at the same time, it's kind of boring. Why is it boring? Because we just took the whole score and like dumped it in. And Tonart claims to be claims to give you composable composition. Like the idea is when you make a module, you put like lots of different themes in there, like the materials you want to compose with, not just the whole score. And then someone else can take your module and use your themes in their own composition. So let me show you a more sophisticated one, only slightly more sophisticated. This one has multiple bindings that it exports. And the premise here is we've taken a couple themes from the D minor prelude and fugue and we've broken them out and then given them their own independent names. So you see here, this first one's called, it's the da 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 dee da dum, that part where the hands were going like this. And it's called Bounce. Let me play it for you, in case you forgot about it. That one. It's called, and I call it bounce because I think it's kind of bouncy and cool. I agree. And then we reset, which means we grab this as this name, and then we set the main theme, and we get the main theme from the beginning, which is the da 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 that opened it, that fiery opening. And you see, we provide two names out the module system. So that's cool. I have one more quick score for you. This is just kind of out of obligation. This is the this is the source that was I presented in the demo proposal that I submitted to be able to give this talk. I felt obligated to show it to you. It does actually run. It was not a spook. And the two we want to look at here are the theme one, which is theme one. And then down here, we have a different thing here. It's called a registration pattern. And I don't know if you've guessed by now, but I'm here to present my music language, but I'm also here to evangelize for the pipe organ, which I love. And so this is actually all the things you've seen so far have been notes, but this is not notes. This is something different. This is pipe organ registration, which is to say it's these tabs here that I push and unpush. So if I take all these off, you see they're all off, and then I press this keyboard, nothing comes out, but I can turn them on, and you can hear different sounds. So that is what we call registration in the biz, and you can turn them on, and then you can turn them all back off. Oops. So that's what we're talking about here. And what this says is on manual one, the bottom manual, put one flute. It's very, we call it a thin registration. It's very light, quiet. Put one flute on the bottom manual, put one high string on the second manual, manual two, and put the oboe on the third manual, which is a bit louder than the other ones. And then what these are saying, it's just like in the toccata and fugue. It's saying start with your right hand here on manual one and your left hand here on manual two, and we'll do da 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 dee da. And then for the last two notes, you shift this one up to manual three, and it'll play out the oboe. Bum 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 bum, that kind of stuff. So I'll play that for you later. Just trust me on this one. It's pretty cool. So yeah. So that's kind of our concept of like a module, and you make multiple bindings and you provide them all out, and someone can like use your materials in their own way to make their own score. And so I'm gonna quickly play that for you now, because it wouldn't be a Tonart demo without live coding in the REPL dangerously. So first off, we need to require the Tonart modules. So we're going to use Racket module system statements. So we're going to require the decomposed toccata here, which is, if you remember, the one with the bounce theme and the main theme. And we're going to require the proposal was the mandatory one. And because we're just integrating with the Racket module system, we can do really cool things like rename bindings and give every binding we import a prefix, which like show me an embedded DSL that's doing that. Like really, it's really cool. It's a detail, but it's an important detail. So down here, can everyone see down here? I hope so. Down here, we're going to do a little, this means send to the back end. So we're going to send a score to the back end to be played. And we're going to do talk colon, that's the prefix, and then we'll do bounce. And we'll do it as tones, so it'll sound like a little synthesizer-y thing. And then this is just they import a little slow, so I increase the tempo. Okay, and then we'll run it. And sure, and then we can try out the one from the demo proposal, the one from here. Okay. And of course, you want to hear that reg pattern thing I was telling you about, the registration thing. So I'll show it to you, colon reg pattern. And that will have note to MIDI because tone, it doesn't make sense for tones. Tones don't have keyboards, but the MIDI we're sending, it's going to the organ, so it knows what to do. So if we do this, and I'm going to try and quickly slide over to the organ to show you, see how this is our current registration? It's going to set the registration and then start playing it. Okay. So let's see, and then pop over. There's the O at the end that I promised. And so that's pretty fun. You can mix and match these themes. But I think the real point of this, like the real fun of this whole thing, is I can take something from different modules and combine it together. And so what I'm going to do here is take the bounce theme from Bach. So this is a 300-year-old theme that is now transcribed in Tonart. And this is something I wrote randomly at 2 a.m. 3 months ago to try and get a paper submission in time. And when you combine them together, you get something that's pretty cool, despite them being so different. So let's do this, and then we'll swap over the organ quick. It plays like oboe. It's the same concept, but in a Bach piece. So I think that's pretty fun. Yeah. I have more, but how are we doing on time? Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you want to see something crazy? Yeah? Okay. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, this is already too crazy. Stop, please stop. Rewind, pause. Okay. Well, since we have the time, I want to show you that Tonart has a logo now. Yeah, okay. And there's something kind of special about this logo. Tonart actually is a family of logos because the logo is context sensitive. Let me explain. You can see up here that the presentation is in the key of C# minor. Just roll with it. Yeah, C# minor. Now, if I hit this, I have a button that changes the key. And as you see, the presentation changes key. And so does the logo. And that's not the only thing that it's context sensitive to. So you remember our bounce theme, right? The da 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 da. You're probably tired of that by now. You've heard it so many times. Well, you're about to hear it about 5 or 6 more times. What Bach is doing there in that section is he's making a cycle. And it just keeps going. And it could go for eternity. It's an embedding of an eternal loop inside of like a finite, like seemingly finite music. And he's doing that by changing the mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and replicate it in my little GUI tool here. And you can see the mode up here. It's currently Aeolian. And even if you don't know modes, you know when text changes from one thing to another. So, and observe the logo as we go through this process. Oh, I hope I don't mess it up. All right. Let's get the organ set up for it. There's a button to do that. All right. So, ready? Are we ready? Okay, let's do it. Oh, it's a lambda clef. It's not a G.
Exactly.
It's not a G clef. Yeah. So so let's do it. So Gloria is next. What's the reading? What's next? What's that? Of course, but Bach doesn't do it, but I do it. I'll show you. It's next. Next is linear, and this is where Bach stops. But we have this whole thing, so we're gonna keep going. We're gonna push right below for you. And then Phrygian is the last one. We'll go back when we started at Aeolian. Thank you. And there's one last thing it's context sensitive to. This is just silly, but there's a transformation called inversion in music for all the theory geeks out there. And so I'm gonna apply inversion to this. And now the logos are down. And this you can actually find this in Bach music. He'll draw the clef upside down when he writes a canon in inversion. So it's not unprecedented, but it is wild. And you can hear that our bounce theme is now upside down. So the best way to hear this sound is ba dee da dee, because before it went dee da dee dum. So you can hear it's the other way at the end there. Okay, now my last thing, I promise, is I have a puzzle for you all. And your submission can come in whenever, wherever. Feel free to watch the stream back, to listen again, or do whatever you need to do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play two themes at the same time. These are both themes that I've used in either of my farm talks. And if you can tell me what the themes are and where I introduced them, I'll give you a prize. So, but the trick is it's a little bit encrypted because we've inverted it and changed the mode. So I'm not making it easy on you. I'm also going to play out the synth so that it's really hard to parse the voices apart. So ready? Here we go. All right, best of luck to you. That's all I've got. Any questions? Do we have time or? Okay. Yeah.
Did you consider using the Pharaoh device system to tell you about your photo?
Oh, I was thinking about that right away. Remember you said red and blue is considered a faux pas, and I'm like, no, he's gonna hate my presentation. What's that? Oh, yeah, something verified. You have a question?
Yeah, so it
Speaking
seems
of,
like the annotations in the scores,
Yeah.
right? It seems like that can be arbitrary Racket code. Is that correct?
it's Tonart code, but more or less, yeah, because the Tonart code could be Racket, then Racket code. Like,
Okay,
so yes, it's arbitrary Racket. Let's go with that.
so have you found any use cases for putting things other than just the kind of names of things in there?
Absolutely. I've run slideshows on a timer with I've put like slideshow code in there and then run a slideshow using a MuseScore. Stuff like that. It's pretty fun. Yes.
That was a great
Oh,
talk. I
which-
really enjoyed it. And
Oh,
for a
good.
theory geek, it was also really fun.
Oh,
to
good. I
listen
was
to.
hoping I was targeting
I
them.
wasn't expecting this coming to the conference.
Yeah. What's your name, by the way, and where are you from? I forgot.
Sorry,
What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Tiana, University of Washington.
Uh-huh.
But I grew up in Serbia. I went to music school there. My mom's a professor, so I
Oh.
got to listen to about this stuff my whole life. The only thing that irks me is that violin key there, because it doesn't match up.
Oh, you don't like the G? You don't like the? Yeah.
Because it doesn't. This is the what's the other in English? The name of the other key? bass key.
Bass button?
Oh,
Yeah, it's the,
Well,
I don't know the music terminology in English, but they don't match up the key.
Yeah. I
That's-
graphic design is not my passion. There's much to be improved. I tried really hard to get them to go in the right spot, but they kind of shift around when you add too many sharps.
That's a very mind freak, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But,
No, intended.
it's just, it looks improper in this.
Yeah. Sorry. Visually sorry. Understand. I totally understand. Yeah.
Everything else was great.
Yeah. That's the hard part about music stuff is you have to get all the drawing precisely right, and it's the hardest thing. Which is why I think May recommended I use Lily Pond. Which would be yeah. Oh,
Oh, yeah, I love the, like, score text as a way to program code. I mean, there's a fair amount of flexibility in how that can be laid out. So how do you go about associating it with specific points of time? Is that
Yeah.
sort of music XML? Or...
Yeah, sure. It is part of the Music XML. Music XML is a little frustrating to parse, I won't lie. But yes, it is actually, it's organized into measures, and then each measure has notes, and you can try and parse out that stuff. The set thing is actually part of a struggle I was having where it's like, if you put a notation, there's an ambiguity. Does it apply directly to the note it's on, or does it apply to the rest of the score? And there's no way to solve that as far as I can tell without like encoding those rules specifically in like a predefined table. So yeah, good question.
Just about at the end, so as we think this is your last one.